Hey, everybody. Thanks. Welcome back. Welcome to the Canna Partners kind of news break, what we're doing here. A little bit of news about what's going on in the cannabis space, whether legal, political, brand-wise, business-wise, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of news after the elections and a lot of news coming out of the elections about people's opinions on cannabis. And the latest Gallup polls came out, and cannabis legalization keeps marching higher. You know, it gone from 23% in the 80s to 40% in the early 2000s, is up to almost 70% right now. 68% of the U.S. public wants adult use cannabis. Over 90% want medical cannabis available in their state. So it's amazing. It's the highest reading ever for the poll. And what's the really good news about the poll is the breakdowns and the demographics of the poll, because support for it is widespread. If you're looking at the number of people who want legal cannabis, legal adult use cannabis, it's 69% of men, 66% of women, almost 80% of millennials, 30 to 49, 75%, 60% of 50 to 64, and 55% of 65-year-olds want legalized cannabis. And that's kind of an ironic number because right now, the seniors are the fastest growing demographic in cannabis. They are picking up the pace of their consumption of cannabis in a major way, but they're also the group that's kind of the most on the fence about it. And so that was an interesting thing. No college grads, 65% want cannabis legalized. Of college graduates, 76% of them want cannabis legalized. Household incomes, 67% less than 40, 68% of 40 to 100,000 plus, 74% of them want cannabis legalized. So it really doesn't matter, male, female, young, old, college, no college, rich, poor, across the board, support is major for the legalization of cannabis. Even the most, look at your political ideology, even those who consider themselves most conservative in the Bible Belt, go to church weekly, they're still roughly 49% want it legalized. So even what you would consider the demographic most opposed to cannabis legalization, they're 50-50 on it. If you consider yourself a moderate, you're 74%. If you consider yourself liberal, 87% want this plant legalized for people. So, and even the churchgoers, if you go to church weekly, it's 48%. If you do it almost weekly, maybe monthly, 60%. Less often, it's almost 80% want it. So there is no group, no demographic that is below 48% want it legal. And the numbers jump up into the 80s in certain demographics. So widespread support for cannabis legalization among the population of people across genders, race, ethnic barriers, demographics as far as incomes, it doesn't matter. All those groups want cannabis legalized. And we think that this is going to begin to put tremendous pressure on those politicians still holding out and not legalizing cannabis, whether those state legislators or the federal ones. We know on the state level, support cannabis legalization is coming. We know it's coming because many of these states simply don't have a choice. They need tax revenue. Cannabis is a dependable, immediate, and large tax revenue of these states. They're going to adopt it because they don't have a choice. Because of the shutdowns, because of COVID, their state budgets are in shambles. On the federal level, numbers like this, and these numbers keep climbing. I don't know if you can see the chart on this page, but there's this green chart, and it keeps going up and to the right. If you're a stock investor, that's the most beautiful chart in the world. If you're a cannabis investor or a cannabis entrepreneur and you're looking at public support, that's the most beautiful chart in the world because it shows that it's ever increasing every year, year by year by year. Support keeps going up for cannabis. So we're very excited about it. We're thrilled about it. And we'll be back with more of these. And the sole goal of these things is to maybe give you a little more information than I had yesterday about cannabis. So thanks and have a great day.